For those of you that love classic, elegant, and timeless fragrances, I've got another great one for you. It's coming up right now. All right, so before we get into the fragrance of the day, the fragrance du jour, the CFR classic fragrance review today, which is going to be UNGARO Pour L'homme II, just wanted to let you guys know, if you're not aware of this, for those of you that don't know, I have a group on Facebook. It's a fragrance group called the Emporium of Scents Fragcom, which has over 10,000 people. We're almost at 11,000 great fragrance aficionados just like you and me that gather to share the passion and love that we have for fragrance. On that group, you're going to find daily quotes. You're going to find scent of the day, scent of the evening. You're going to find fragrant pictures, great ones at that. You're going to find coupon codes for the various websites, whether it's gray market or niche fragrance houses, you name it, there's going to be coupon codes, raffles, giveaways, and a ton of sale and swaps, just like you see here on the Fragrant Trade every month. It happens every day, 24/7 at the Emporium of Scents Fragcom. I'm going to leave that link down below. I hope to see you guys there. So as you may or may not know, I'm a huge fan of UNGARO. I think it's a very underrated house, and this particular fragrance was released in 1992. This is UNGARO Pour L'homme II, the second edition. And the cool and interesting fact about this one is that the perfumer of this particular fragrance was none other than Jacques Poge from Chanel. Chanel was actually commissioned to make this fragrance for UNGARO. I was able to find not only one, I got myself 2 bottles, and I'm going to tell you exactly where I got it so you guys can find, great, hard to find vintage fragrances just like this one. When you smell this fragrance from the nozzle, from the sprayer, you're going to be able to get that Chanel gene DNA character that you find with tons of Chanel fragrances. You're going to get that aldehydic floral kind of a fragrance. But when you spray this on, the fragrance just takes a whole bunch of different turns, and it just transitions so beautifully. It has a whole bunch of different facets. It has a slew of notes, but I'm going to tell you exactly what I get from this scent. All right, so when you first spray UNGARO Pour L'homme II on your skin, the first thing that's going to come to mind, it's something that's animalic. However, it's the smoothest animalic civet fragrance I've ever encountered in my whole life, and I've smelled quite a few. Classic barbershop lavender that's dirty, like I said, a little bit animalic, somewhat powdery, and very aldehydic, but also has an oriental undertone to the fragrance. You're going to get great notes like tonka bean, you're going to get vanilla, you're going to get some amber. It actually dries down to this amazing oriental barbershop kind of feel with the aldehydic and animalic undertone. Just very unique, very exquisite fragrance. One of my best and most beloved releases from the 90s. The civet here in this fragrance is actually of the controlled variety. It's nothing that's going to be too skanky and very hard to wear. It's quite the contrary. It's going to take a very beautiful turn. It's going to give you that amazing lavender barbershop feel, but the composition itself, it's so well blended. Again, Jacques Poge, master perfumer, Chanel. It's going to have that Chanel-esque quality to the scent. Again, one of my favorites from the 90s. Get your noses on it. If you have a taste like mine, this is something that you can still find out there between $55 to $65 for this size. As it gets harder to find, I think this will fetch $100+ for sure. There's a cult following for this particular one. Not as hard to find as UNGARO, the original UNGARO one, but it's getting harder to find. The one thing I love about UNGARO II that I wanted to share with you guys is that the scent itself is not going to be for everyone. It's a little bit on the daring side. It's very unique and kind of strange, dare I say, but it's a strange scent in a good way. It just keeps you coming back from where you just can't stop smelling yourself. It's one of those. So, which brings me to the next point. I wanted to also today in this video bring you guys a great guy that I've been working with for the past 3 years. His name is Daniel Zimmerman. His picture's right here next to me. He's someone that I've been working with for the past 3 years. And when I say working with, I mean I've been buying a ton of great fragrances from this guy. I'm talking about vintage, hard to find fragrances. You guys know how much I love UNGARO Pour L'homme, Paco Rabanne Pour L'homme, the original vintage formulations, Dolce & Gabbana Pour L'homme. You guys know how much I love my fougères. And this guy's a huge collector. He has an eBay shop called perfumepawn.com, which I'll leave the link below so you guys can check it out. The great thing about this site right now is that it has an 18% site-wide that's going on right now at the time you're watching this video, and you guys can take advantage of that. I'm also going to leave for you guys his personal page on Facebook, so if you guys want to get in touch with him, if there's something in particular that you're looking for, just get in touch with him. If it's vintage, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, hard to get, this guy can find it and he'll work with you. Tell him I sent you. He'll definitely take care of you. The reason why I want to bring this forth to you guys today is that I have a ton of people on a weekly basis that ask me if they should buy stuff on eBay. The one and only answer that I give everyone when they ask me about eBay is that make sure you do your due diligence and make sure you're buying from reputable sources. If you do that, you are all set. And this is one guy, like I said, I've been doing business with for the past 3 years, and I'm confident to sign below and let you guys know he's a great guy. He's fair. He'll work with you. He has a ton of great fragrances. Right now, I usually browse his stuff once a month to try to pick up some great vintage stuff. As you guys know, I'm a huge fan. I'm always looking for new things. You know, I also collect minis. If you guys don't know that, I have a huge collection of minis, and I was able to find these amazing Gucci Pour L'homme that are long discontinued. He has these as well. This one here is always featured in my rotation, so I always make sure I get a backup bottle. And Daniel Zimmerman is a go-to guy when it comes to stuff like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is that part of the video that I like to ask you to please do not forget to support your channel. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to enable notifications so you guys get first dibs on fragrance reviews, fragrant news, giveaways, and everything else that the channel has to offer straight into your feed. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, stay fragrant, keep on spraying, and as always, I got you covered. See you next time.